Hey, this is I, and this will probably be a pretty different video compared to that of my other videos because I'm pretty much focused on FPS games and all that. But I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to quit FPS fully because I don't really think I'm achieving anything that much in that field of content. So we'll be moving on to new things. Very sorry, but gaming is really not my thing anymore. But I do plan on releasing a couple of Genshin content, and let's see if that arises. But this video will be pretty different from the others I posted, and will be similar to what I would make in 2019 concerning school and things. And I really apologize if my voice is kind of weird today. I'm having I have a cough, and I'm not really in a good position in terms of health right now. So yeah, don't take my word in this video objectively, as I will only be trying to give you guidance and tips for school, but mostly just speaking from my experience as a whole. I transferred to a science high school during school year 2019 to 2020 from a private Catholic school. It wasn't new to me because I've been transferred about 2 times already beforehand. The problem is it was a high school, and I had to basically adjust to a new set of rules, a new set of people, and an entirely different level of education. I wasn't really an extremely gifted kid in terms of education, even though I had great scores without trying. I was still pretty average in ranking in my past school. Before 4th grade, I never even got a 90 grade before. That changed in 4th to 6th grade, however, when I transferred to a new school, which is my private Catholic one, and started to have good understanding of pretty much every subject in the school. During 6th grade, however, my mom found out about the local science high school and how high their standards were despite having not much requirements and little to no tuition fee at all. So I was pretty much forced into transferring for a new high school. I never really regretted it because my family was never really in a good financial stand after I transferred schools. It was hard for me because I was pretty introverted, and I only ever had my closest friends in a private school. The school's entrance exams won't be that hard if you have a good grasp of logic and reasoning, as well as English and a little bit of number sequences. The requirements for entering the schools like this, however, are, from what I learned or what I remember, at least a 90 or above average grade, and one of your grades during 6th grade cannot be 85 or lower. Luckily enough, during my elementary days, I never really reached a point where I'd need more guidance than just basic classes, and I never really reached a grade lower than the standards. Getting those requirements ahead of time will be the hardest part in entering. Depending on your school branch, you will have a lot of things handled differently. As from what I know, schools like this are extremely experimental. You would have to keep note that conditions in schools like this vary and are accustomed to change. For example, after the switch of principals, we had a completely different schedule, and a lot of teachers switched subjects. In school, you will also have different and specialized subjects for sciences and mathematics like biotechnology and statistics. Though statistics was exempt from one of our subjects just this year during modular learning. Research is also a vital part of science high schools, and in my class you would have to create a research with difficulty depending on your grade level. During the 2nd to 4th year, we have the Sparks events, in which we'd have to have a research paper and a research proposal to defend to panels from other facilities and schools. What I'd recommend for students is to formulate a good topic and a good problem, because it will be very difficult to think of another ahead of time. Also, I'd recommend to get along with your group mates. If they don't want to help, split apart and talk to your teachers about it. You only want good group mates that will contribute to your research rather than those you slack off. This is because research is an extremely hard subject, and it's not that easy to do alone. For other subjects, however, most of them are pretty up to par with other schools, and a common misconception is we are extremely advanced compared to other schools, and that may be true to some extent, but we are still humans and students, and not all students in here are prodigies who are good at everything. Don't postpone your work too much because subjects like this will get hectic. Do not slack off and depend on your abilities too much, and start working harder. Because in this school environment, you won't have as much rest and consideration as a normal student would. For modular learning or online classes, we never really had that much meetings, but they were pretty viable and I had a lot of modules to do. But they cut off most of the work and it was pretty good because we also learned a lot. Despite having less content, learning materials than most other schools, we didn't really do modules that much, but we did it during the first semester. So yeah, that's been my experience during the 2 years of Science High School. It was pretty good, but during the first few months, I was really struggling with extreme anxiety because I never really wanted to transfer schools. But since then, I've tried to accept it and I've grown to accept it. It'll be my third year after this vacation, and I really hope I really move on from my other school because I never really moved on from that, but things change a lot and I have to adjust. So yeah, that's basically been my high school life so far. I'm only a third year this coming school year in about September, I think. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. And I don't really intend to give that much tips on this video, and I'm very sorry about that if you were expecting. I really only wanted to talk about my experiences during my 2 years in a science high school in the Philippines. So yeah, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like this content, make sure to subscribe. I'm also a graphic designer at twitter.com/AR7EMIO. I make a lot of designs and I'm open commissions. So yeah, thanks for watching the video and I hope you guys have a great day.